Well, it does in fact appear that hammerhead shark things, also known as flesh raiders, can use force powers, and that's throwing a wrench in the machine, I guess. A cog in the machine? What's the saying there? Look, it's messing things up. That's all you gotta know. Okay, so let's talk to her and tell her about it.
Master Orgus sent us. We came as quickly as we could.
One of the flesh raiders I just fought called me Jedi. He could use the Force.
That's troubling. If the flesh raiders are learning the ways of the Force, it won't be on the side of light.
You sure made short work of this bunch. You ever leave survivors?
Fighting the same enemy twice gets boring.
I'm pretty sure that's not in the Jedi Code.
This flesh raider carried a holocron, a repository of knowledge created by a Force user. Thousands of years old from the looks of it. Master Orgus was right. These natives are more advanced than we realized. They're learning how to fight us.
What do the flesh raiders have against us?
From their perspective, we've invaded their home. But there's more to this than a territorial dispute. I wish we could stay, see this through, but Master Satele has ordered us to Coruscant on a special mission.
All those bad feelings the Council's been having? She thinks the Republic capital is the source.
I'm sorry to have to leave you, but the danger is past. These surveillance monitors will keep watch on Kaleth, place them around the ruins. The temple can then monitor any future incursions by our enemies.
Maybe we'll get lucky, find their leader.
May the Force be with you, Padawan.
You know, it's a little interesting. You actually get introduced to a lot of your companions for the Jedi Knight fairly early on. For instance, you saw T7 earlier that I got in the cave and, you know, drug him with me, and then you get the whole conversations between your Jedi Master who's teaching you and T7 being there and stuff. And then you also get Kira, who's involved in quite a few conversations between now and the time that you actually get her. She's also a major part of the Coruscant story, which happens next. It's interesting because in all the other stories you don't typically get that. You usually get introduced to one companion at a time. For instance, the bounty hunter, right? Good example. You get Mako right off the bat that you're talking to, and then you get her at the end of the first planet, Hutta, or towards the end of the first planet. And for this, it's not quite like that. On the Jedi Knight, I've noticed you actually get introduced to a lot of the characters you're going to be dealing with for quite a while, very early on. And it's an interesting storytelling mechanism that they use, but it works very well because you tend to get pretty attached to characters like Kira really early on, and then you go through the story and you kind of learn more about them before you actually get them as a companion, which almost makes more sense to me than just getting them after doing a story arc, you know. But it works for some, not others, but it's a good system. I like it thus far.
I'm here, Master. What is it?
I'm on my way back to the Twi'lek settlement. Meet me there as soon as you can.
I'm already on my way.
Find me at the Matriarch's compound. Orgus out.
Okay, back there, of course. I always go back there. This stupid quest brings me back there like a million times. I can't even count how many times I have had to go inside this building. Some of them good, some of them bad, but oh well.
Master Kiwix told me what you found in Kaleth. A flesh raider who used the Force. She thought he was learning things from an old holocron. I wish that were true. The man who attacked you when you first arrived, his lightsaber had a familiar aspect. This droid's holo recording confirmed my suspicions. The hooded figure in that recording is named Bengo Moore. He was my Padawan, but he never completed his training. Bengal was in the Jedi Temple on Coruscant when the Sith destroyed it.
He waited a long time to reveal himself.
Still don't understand why he just disappeared. Doesn't make sense. Bengal was strong in the Force, and the most gentle being I've ever known. For him to turn against the Jedi, he has to be stopped.
Apologies for keeping you waiting. Our people's matriarch, my mother, is dying.
You should be at her side.
You're kind, but my mother wants me here. My scouts have identified a Flesh Raider command base in the mountains. It's protected by an energy shield. The shield's power generator is hidden on a different mountain, in a well-guarded cave network.
That command base is probably coordinating all the attacks in the region. I need to get inside there. You up for knocking out the power generator?
You'll need backup. Can't we send someone else to handle the power generator?
You've shown you can handle Flesh Raiders. We need you there. See if you can give the droid an opening to gather more intelligence. That energy shield is your top priority. Knock it out fast as you can.
Finally, he gives me just a little more information. It took him this long to just give me a little bit. He doesn't have to give me a lot of information, just enough for me to understand what's going on, you know? And on one hand, you would say, like, well, it's my superior, I should do whatever he tells me to do anyways, but I'm not going to go into this blindly, and that goes into the conversation of figuring out what this character's motivations are, and that's something we're going to touch on quite a bit in the series, because really all the choices that this character makes is completely motivated by everything that has happened through my legacy story, and also just the way that he thinks and feels, which is kind of the character I've created with him. And really, I mean, he's not a bad guy, right? He doesn't do bad things to do bad things. He does them to, you know, to try to do good things with them. He just does them in the wrong way. He's always trying to do good. He just doesn't do good in a morally good way, I guess. He's willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. The job being, you know, doing good stuff, I guess. Wiping out the Sith, which is one of the things he hates. Hates the Sith and hates the Empire. And he wants to destroy them, but, you know, he doesn't do them in a very nice manner.
You must be the Padawan who slaughters my people. Your misguided attacks change nothing. Your time is over.
So that's your face. I can see why you wear a hood, Bengal.
Orgus's taste in Padawans has grown weak, just as he has. You executed my apprentice, Caliph. I can feel his death on you. I spent years training him. He was a good man, a principled man. Proud of yourself?
Without a doubt.
You are truly corrupt, but justice is coming. Every so-called Jedi on Tython is going to die. That's a promise. Your entire order is weak. You've done nothing to stop the Sith Empire's advances.
I guess I missed the news about you winning the war.
I can't defeat the Sith until the Jedi are strong again. You people diminish the Force by your very existence. Enjoy this little victory. It's your last.
So we finally see his face. He's a bit of a radical as far as Jedi are concerned, but unfortunately he's a bit more like my Jedi than I think my Jedi would like to admit. You'll see that in fruition later on as well.
I shut down the energy shield. Any word on Master Orgus's mission?
No. My mother, she found peace during your absence. I am now matriarch.
You have my sympathies, Rana, but your people are in good hands.
Before he left, Master Orgus told me there is no death. There is the Force. He believes our essence lives on when we die and merges with the Force. I hope that's true.
Matriarch! Flesh Raiders broke through our defenses. They did something to our crop fields. They dropped strange machines in the soil. When a scout approached one, he collapsed with sickness. He crawled away from the device and began to recover, but there are many more machines still out there.
I've never heard of anything like this before.
If these machines can poison us, they can destroy our crops as well. Please help us. Jedi are strong. You can resist the machines and destroy them.
I hope that turns out to be the case.
If I've learned anything, it's that Jedi succeed where others fail. Hurry to the fields. I fear we don't have much time.
So while I'm heading out here to mindlessly slaughter a ton of these Flesh Raiders in their fields, it's worth unpacking exactly why my character hates the Empire and hates the Sith. It's a long story, but basically it's derivative of the legacy, right? So if you don't know, and I'll explain this further in later episodes as well and unpack kind of the story here, this character and his brother are the top of my legacy, right? They're the two people that are first listed on the legacy. They're brothers because they share a mother. They don't share the same fathers. You see, his brother is a Sith pureblood and is a Sith warrior, and when they were much younger, something happened. Nobody knows what. It's not unpacked. There's no story there that anybody has ever heard, but something happened. And this character specifically doesn't remember it, right? He was younger than his brother when it happened. But what he does remember is he remembers a lot of pain. He remembers his mother in pain, and he remembers the Empire taking his brother away. Now, his brother, the Sith warrior, was already a clinical lunatic, and the Empire saw that from an early stage, which is why they took him away. And they also noticed that he was force sensitive, so they understood that they could make him a very powerful warrior for their cause, which is what they ended up doing. But there's something that happened there which makes this character completely hate the Empire and the Sith. And it's that thing, whatever happened, it's a mystery really, is why this character actually kind of is on a mission to destroy them both, the Empire and the Sith.
I destroyed the machines poisoning your crops.
I saw how you suffered out there. What you did was more than brave. It was heroic. Please, take a token of my people's honor. I'm sorry it can't be more.
I'm sure I'll find a use for it somehow.
We're not wealthy, but my people give all they can. I should go inform everyone that the danger is over.
And, you know, if he's willing to be nice and help out to destroy the Sith and the Empire, then that's what he'll do. But he'll also play a little dirty, I'm sure.
Finally put the Flesh Raider base out of commission. How are things on your end?
Good thing I returned to the settlement. Flesh Raiders tried to poison the crops, but I stopped them.
Poison? They're getting desperate. At the Flesh Raider command base, I found coordinates to a number of secret camps. Too many to send only Jedi Masters. One camp is in the ruins of Upper Kaleth. That patrol you fought earlier was based there. Now's your chance to finish them off.
What if I run into your old Padawan?
If you see Bengal, retreat and contact me immediately. Be careful in those ruins. We haven't explored them all. Contact me when your mission's complete. May the Force be with you.
Well, I think we all know what may or may not happen when I find his Padawan. I may kill him, I may not, but it's at this point that I'm able to go back, do a couple quests, and pick up a new chess piece from the Tython accommodation. So now I'm starting to look pretty pimped out.
Idlen vervia kallen tog keret. Atenger kellet wiesel ni az.
The enemy was obviously too much for you.
Kozulonka kiknik mindaga. Estavolab megmindig uge. Oze gisazos homaleban. Merega mosdu. Latland felit gegob es elenga agiob.
Then I'll meet their hatred with my own and kill every last one.
Vago eleseges. Le hasak. Is as Allah sone parton as at Allah zokisal.
See, there you go. That's a good example of what my Jedi Knight does. He's willing to do whatever it takes to defeat the forces of evil, right? Even if it means busting out the hatred card and owning these fools up, right? So it's kind of a two-edged sword, because on that note he then falls to the dark side, which, as we know, is not necessarily a good thing, you know. But it's almost quite typical of Jedi, especially in the movies, to have that happen, where they have the same idea as, well, you know, we got to take down the forces of evil, or the Sith, or whatever you want to call them, therefore I'm going to use their ways, you know, play by their own rules and take them down that way. Now, where this diversifies a bit is my character tends to realize that he's done something wrong in the middle of his story, and he'll back off a little bit and go a little bit more neutral, and sometimes might even throw in a light side choice here and there, just because he's like, oh wow, you know, I realized what I did. But ultimately that could consume him, right, going back and forth like that, and he'll basically teeter-totter one direction or the other. But it is a balancing act with this character, and he's a bit unstable, much like his Sith warrior brother, although I'm pretty sure he's not willing to admit that now, is he?